And good morning, everyone. Welcome to this day. Another beautiful day out, which is going to continue for several days. I'll tell you about the weather in just a moment. On our show today, we're scheduled to have somebody from the Duplicate Bridge Club. So I don't know if they may show up towards the end, but we'll see. But instead, we're going to bring you our segment from Family Chronology. They can help you put your memories together. It's a great service. Also, we have Laura Renadra today from ActiCare. And we have from the Joyful Child Foundation, Aaron Runyon. And then finally, we're going to bring you a segment of the Santa Ana Zoo, unless those Duplicate Bridge people come in. We'll see about that. All right, as far as meetings today, we have the third regular monthly board meeting. That's the only one today at 9:30. Of course, if you're watching us now in the morning, you can stay tuned and watch that live. Now let's get to the weather. Just wonderful. I mean, we're really looking at the next 5, 6, 7, 8 days of this same weather, staying in this pattern of, for this area, the low 80s, maybe a tiny bit, a little marine layer coming in, more of a haziness coming in, but more than likely not too much at all. And then low 60s at night, and boy, our house, we were at 53 this morning, so it was quite chilly, just a few more miles inland. But this is going to be the pattern here, and what's really happening is there's like a trough that is coming down from the Gulf of Alaska. However, there's not a lot of moisture involved with it. So we're getting just the opposite effect of Santa Ana winds. We're getting onshore winds, so they're cool and they're clear. A little bit of a high pressure system is battling with this trough, so that's what's keeping us clear. Without any real moisture in the air, we're not getting much of this marine layer. The negative side to this, if there's any, not really for this area, not even locally here, but in the mountains meaning like Big Bear and Angeles Crest and those places, they're getting high enough winds and it's dry enough air. It is onshore, it is cooler air, but they have some fire worries up there. So I think they have red flag warnings or close to it up in those areas. Now, let's look around the county and beyond today. And again, pretty much a carbon copy of what we had and what we will have, to be honest with you. This is what you're going to be looking at for the next several days. Degree or two difference here and there. Yesterday, I think it was a little bit warmer inland, but nevertheless, the beaches in the upper 70s, the rest of Orange County low to mid 80s. And of course, Palm Springs staying in the low hundreds. So again, not much change. This is wonderful weather. As I said yesterday, you don't really need an air conditioner and you don't really need your heater. So this is like a wonderful window, and it's going to last at least probably 5 to 7 days going forward, maybe even beyond that a little. If it lasted for a while, I don't mind. Hey, first day of fall, remember, is Saturday. So this is great fall weather. We'll be back in just a moment.
Looking for a change of scenery? You don't have to play golf to enjoy all that 19 Restaurant and Lounge has to offer. From a delicious breakfast menu to our delectable lunch and dinner specials. At 19 Restaurant and Lounge, there is something for everyone. Relax with your friends and family and take in the beautiful view from our spacious patio. Or enjoy a cocktail and appetizer in our lounge. 19 Restaurant and Lounge is a great place to socialize, enjoy a meal, or simply take in the view. Join us 7 days a week and experience Laguna Woods' exclusive dining experience.
Hey Laguna Woods, it's Ken.
And Lisa.
Did you miss an episode of This Day? Not to worry. Head over to youtube.com and search Village Television.
Here you can find each episode of This Day and other community programs such as Good Day OC, Discovering Laguna Woods, and much more.
Just click the red subscribe button, then click the bell to be emailed every time we upload a video.
Don't miss out.
And subscribe today.
Through my window, I see the first sunlight, and I feel the warm ocean breeze. I see the waves that lulled me all night. That's what my window brings me.
Look at this.
That view is $1 million.
It's amazing we can look at these kinds of places within our budget.
You don't have a bad view from here anywhere you look.
It's all about the view. Sunday night is beach night. Sunday night at 8, only on HGTV.
Looking for a change of scenery? You don't have to play golf to enjoy all that 19 Restaurant and Lounge has to offer. From a delicious breakfast menu to our delectable lunch and dinner specials. At 19 Restaurant and Lounge, there is something for everyone. Relax with your friends and family and take in the beautiful view from our spacious patio. Or enjoy a cocktail and appetizer in our lounge. 19 Restaurant and Lounge is a great place to socialize, enjoy a meal, or simply take in the view. Join us 7 days a week and experience Laguna Woods' exclusive dining experience.
Get out and live your life with the Buzz Around XL travel scooter from Golden. The Buzz Around is fun to drive with a tight indoor turning radius so you can go just about anywhere. It's also so easy to charge and offers all-day range so you can go further. The Buzz Around even has more leg and foot room for all-day driving comfort. Be safe with the XL's ultra-bright LED headlight. Plus, the Buzz Around XL can be easily taken apart into several lightweight pieces. See for yourself just how easy and affordable mobility freedom can be.
Welcome back. I have Lori Renaud here, who's with ActiCare, and just before we came on camera, we were talking a little bit about what it's like to actually have somebody come into your home. And sometimes it's difficult because the parent doesn't necessarily want the help. So let's talk a little bit about what you do and how you can kind of overcome that.
Okay, so ActiCare is a home care agency, and I do own the South Orange County territory, and I'm hands-on. I'm doing the directing and run all aspects of the business.
Right.
So what we do is we hire caregivers to go into the home and take care of older adults, people as they're aging.
Okay.
And yes, the number one challenge is people don't want to accept help. So the families are worried about mom or dad living alone, but the old adult's like, I'm independent, I don't want anyone to help me. So what I recommend is we start with a few number of hours, just have someone come in, maybe cook a fresh, healthy meal, go out for a walk, maybe run some errands. Okay. Start with a few hours once a week and then build that relationship, and as the routine is established and people get more comfortable, then extend the hours if it's needed.
And that works pretty well? Good, because I remember trying to do this for my dad. He's like, oh no, I'm fine. And then but that's good. I don't think we tried that, where you just want to force it all on them at once. Oh no, you need this.
No, it doesn't work. And you have to make that perfect match. Find somebody that they really like and trust. And that's where I come in and I try to do that.
Okay, all right.
And then send the same person every time. You don't want a different caregiver going each week. That doesn't work. So
is that hard to do? I mean, is that tough for you to set that up?
No, it can be, but if we can align schedules and stick to that schedule that we design that is the best for the client, then we can find the best caregiver.
Okay, okay, good. And I know you said that there are more and more people who are reaching out to you.
Yes.
Obviously, you have some people in here in the village that are working out pretty well, right?
Yes, so I have very satisfied customers, clients, and then they're telling their neighbors and friends, so my phone's ringing a little bit more, which is always a good thing.
Exactly. Okay, good. Well, what are some things that you have coming up?
Okay, so, well, first I wanted to talk about September itself because it is National Healthy Aging Month.
Oh, good.
Okay, and as we discussed, when I go into the home, people are a little bit reluctant to accept help, but they're also finding aging is difficult. So I want to come in and improve the quality of life. That looks different for different people. But if we can just, I had a flyer, I don't know if you have it.
Yeah, we do. It's a Need a Caregiver September Healthy Aging Month.
Right. Okay, so I came up with 8 tips that can help people live a better, there it is, have a better quality of life. And by hiring a caregiver and bringing a caregiver in, we can help put these tips into action and maybe just have people age more happily, because I go into the home and people are like, I'm done, I'm tired, I've outlived my friends, my family, and my money. And it's really sad, it breaks my heart. So I'm like, well, what can we do to make this person's life better? And so we put a plan of care together, incorporating these tips, and it just makes me happier because we do make a difference in people's lives.
So being active, which doesn't seem to be an issue here, but that could be dependent upon age.
You'd be surprised.
Okay.
There are people that don't leave their homes. You know, and if we're sedentary, we lose our strength, and then all of a sudden we might not be able to get out of our chair or the bed and then we lose our independence. Then we
Right.
really, really need help.
Right.
And like just a little bit of assistance.
Okay.
Right.
So even just
being
taking a
active.
walk would be a good thing, right?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Taking a
Okay.
walk. Right.
All right. And eating healthy, like you mentioned.
Right. So you want to have great nutrients to make your body function at its best. All the preservatives and additives and fast food, once in a while, fine, but not on a regular basis. And that's what I'm finding is people are just eating frozen meals or just not taking care of themselves. So if we can incorporate a healthy meal,
Okay.
that would be good.
All right. And stay social.
Stay social. Does wonders for the brain and even boost your immune system. And the more conversations you're engaged in, you just want to keep doing more, right?
Right. Right.
So that's brighten spirits. You just feel better if you're engaged. Some things like looking into new clubs or a new hobby. If we can get someone on a walk, maybe they find that they love taking pictures. So then we can incorporate some photography. But once again, with the help of a caregiver, we get the people out more. Sometimes they don't want to do it on their own, or they're scared.
Right. Right. All right. And
Yep.
then stimulate your brain. We've heard
Right.
all about that.
Right.
And even
So-
if you don't leave your house, you can still do some things.
Right. So turn off the TV and maybe do a puzzle or like a word search,
Okay.
Sudoku, things like that, because that will help with your memory and your cognition.
Okay.
Keep you young longer.
Okay. And sleeping well.
Okay.
I think we all need sleep.
This is any age, right? We have to, our body heals when we're sleeping and recovers. So we need to do that. And we can teach little tricks because some people will tend to sleep all day and then they're awake at night. So a little cat nap's okay, like maybe 10, 15 minutes. But if you're sleeping an hour or 2 hours, then of course you're going to have difficulty sleeping
Well,
at
especially
night.
if it's late in the afternoon too, right? Maybe
Right, or
during the
caffeine
day.
late in the
Oh,
day.
okay.
TV, you want to turn the TV off. So little tricks like that we can teach to help people sleep better.
Okay. All right. And then managing stress, of
Right.
course, is always
Right.
a good one.
So just chronic stress wreaks havoc on the body. People will age faster the more stressed they are. Put yourself more at risk for diseases. So if we can help manage that, and even just some deep breathing really helps. Meditation,
yeah.
And actually exercise will help release stress too.
Well,
So
right.
when you exercise, you release endorphins, and those are the happy hormones. So that's
Even
a
the
good
chair
thing.
exercise.
Absolutely.
And we watch that in the mornings here, and they always look like they're really having a good time, and even just raising your arms or doing something that's
Absolutely,
active.
yep.
Okay.
And these, I coach chair volleyball.
Oh,
So
that's right.
Right, that's still going on, and people just love it and laugh, and laughter is so healthy
Oh,
too.
yeah. So that will release stress of itself, is laughing.
Absolutely,
Okay.
you're right. There you go.
Excellent. And then you have practice, prevention, and then being optimistic.
Right. So prevention, we can health screenings, immunizations, but simple as washing your hands too in a clean environment. So here's another time a caregiver can come in and help change the sheets on your bed, help you shower, things like that, and then be optimistic. Of course, the happier we are, we're going to have a stronger will to live, to go on, and just
Right.
live a longer life. So those are my tips, but little bit at a time. I don't want people to change everything all at once, but
Right.
if we can just focus on one or two
Right.
at a time. But I'm so convinced that a caregiver can help with these things. I am offering the free first day free.
Oh,
So you can
wow.
try us
Oh, that's great.
up to 8 hours, no obligation. Another way people
Wow.
might be willing to say, okay,
Yeah.
let me give it a try, because it won't cost them anything.
Oh, that's great. Now, is that only for the month of September? Or is that at any time? Because I know that you were
You know
coordinating
what?
this with Healthy
I
Aging
am
Month.
going to offer this. Let's just do it through the end of the year.
Through the end of
Let's
the
do
year.
it through the end of the year.
That is something that's
Right.
awesome.
I really want to improve people's lives, and
Okay.
this is one way we can do it, having someone help them.
Okay, well that is awesome. Definitely. Okay, so let's talk about your upcoming expo, which is this weekend.
Okay, so Saturday, Clubhouse 7. There's what's it called? The Health and Business Expo
Okay.
from 10 to 2:30.
Okay.
And I will be one of the presenters. I go on at 10:45.
Okay.
And I'm going to be talking more in depth about home care and hiring a caregiver.
Okay, that's good. That's good. And
But there's other great speakers too.
yeah, it looks like you have a good
It's-
lineup.
Right, it's a free event, other than it's a few dollars if you want to have lunch.
Oh, okay, good. And that's going to be at Clubhouse 7, and that's Saturday, September 22nd from 10 to 2:30.
Yes.
That's awesome. Gosh, I thought it feels like we just had an expo not too long ago, so they must have, you know, a couple. And they've got door prizes and some fun stuff.
Right.
So that's
and
perfect.
Leslie was on the air promoting the event as well, so that's probably why it's fresh in your mind. But it's this Saturday.
This Saturday, so it's coming up quick. All right, excellent. So perfect. Well, thank you so much. And I just really think that it's important, like you said, to try. I mean, that's pretty unheard of, is actually to try it before you actually do something. So thank you so much.
Yes. Thank you, Lisa.
Nice to have you on.
Thank you.
And don't forget, if you would like to try ActiCare, the first visit is free up to 8 hours. So make sure you give them a call. We'll be right back after this.
Now lately things been kind of crazy, 'cause I don't see you in my world at all. You picked me up when I got lazy. I got it together and my problems seem so small.
We all know there's no place like home. You want to stay in your own home, but day-to-day tasks are getting more difficult to manage. ActiCare is the solution. We are the trusted care partner in your community with 5-star reviews. You've taken care of others all your life. Now is the time to let us help you. In-home care is a safe and effective way to help you remain living independently in the comfort of your own home.
ActiCare, responsive in-home care. Your first day is free.
Toyota says, yes, we can. Low payments? Yes, we can. Low financing for all types of credit? Yes, we can. Capistrano Toyota features 10 acres of new and certified pre-owned Toyotas, plus many used cars priced below $10,000. When other dealers say no, Capistrano Toyota says, yes, we can. Exit the 5 freeway at Camino Capistrano.
I did whatever I felt I had to in order to feed my addiction. I couldn't fight it anymore, but I didn't know how to stop. When I hit bottom, my family intervened and found beginnings treatment centers. Today I'm not a slave to my addiction. I have my family and my life back. I hope and pray that if you or a loved one needs help, that you make the call like I did.
Achieve a level of comfort you've never known before. The Daydreamer will take you through smooth movements and guide you effortlessly into your favorite positions. Adjust the power pillow for ideal support for your head and neck. This and our positioning technology allows for infinite relaxation. Lay back in zero gravity while watching TV and put your body and mind at ease. Lift your spirits and find your favorite daydream. Contact your local Golden retailer today.
Hi, I'm John Bowser-Bauman. You probably know me best as Bowser from Sha Na Na, but I'm also president of Social Security Works PAC. And you know, when I'm in Laguna Woods, I always watch Village Television. Grease for peace.
Welcome back. Today in studio with me, I have Erin Runyon, who's with the Joyful Child Foundation, and she's here to tell us about the organization, what they're doing to educate the community, as well as an upcoming event that's happening and very exciting for you. Welcome.
Yes, thank you so much.
Well, I haven't seen you in a while, and so I just wanted to catch up to see kind of where things are and what's going on with your organization now.
Well, thank you. Well, the Joyful Child Foundation has been around now for 16 years. We just celebrated our 16th anniversary. It's amazing. And we provide prevention education throughout Orange County and beyond, really. Our goal is to create a national safety education program so that every child is exposed to safety education. But we launched that in Orange County. So our goal is to show that this model for what we call the BRAVE initiative to protect and empower every child. And we're using our community as our model for that.
Okay, and let's talk a little bit how the Joyful Child Foundation came about. I mean, we just wanted to give some baseline here.
Absolutely. So I started the Joyful Child in 2002 after my daughter Samantha Runyon was abducted and murdered. And so many people will remember it. It was it was all over the news. The media called it the summer of abductions because Danielle Van Dam's murder trial had just started in San Diego, and Elizabeth Smart was abducted from her bedroom in Utah 1 month before Samantha was abducted.
I forgot those were all at the same time.
All at the same time. Right. So it was just all over the news. And Samantha was taken she was playing outside with her best friend, and it was 30 yards from our front door, and she was taken by a complete stranger. Right. And he thankfully was caught a week later, convicted 3 years later, and got the maximum penalty, so he'll never ever get out, and that's most important. But in the midst of all of that, I thought stranger abductions were so rare. And when Samantha was taken, I started this very intense education on crimes against children. And the more that I learned, the more I realized that I had a responsibility, not just to Samantha, but to all of the child victims that don't get the news media that the more extreme cases do. And so that's why we started the Joyful Child, because my goal was to protect children but also protect their joy. That it's not about the scary stuff for kids, it's really about empowering them to safely navigate their world. And there's fun in that, there's joy in that.
So when you try to educate, we're talking about young children.
Yes.
I mean, do you have programs for different age groups?
We do. So our primary is the kindergarten through 6th grade, and we have an actual curriculum, and we've trained over 350 Orange County teachers to deliver safety education throughout the school year.
Okay.
That's our goal. Okay. But every school district is different, so navigating that is a very slow process.
Yeah, I'm sure.
So in the meantime, our real focus is our community partner model. And so we partner with Project Access, Boys and Girls Clubs, homeless shelters, domestic violence shelters, because those are children who are really extra vulnerable to the whole spectrum of violence. Right. And so we go in and we do 90-minute workshops for kinder all the way through high school.
Oh,
and
that's
we divide them into different age groups. But
So give me an example. So if you were to educate a parent for a child Samantha's age at the time that it happened, what are some of the key things that are important for them to know?
Well, I think, in terms of abduction prevention, kind of the giant red flag is adults don't ask children they don't know for help. And it's, it doesn't matter if they're help finding my lost puppy, help passing out these flyers, help bringing my groceries to my car, help mailing this letter, whatever. Adults don't ask children that they don't know for help.
Got it.
So that's kind of the number one thing for abduction prevention. In general, though, the thread across all of our BRAVE programs is that we have to give children permission to tell somebody if they are uncomfortable.
Okay.
Everybody has that kind of funny feeling in their belly sometimes, and very often we don't listen to it. But children learn how to trust that feeling when their parents acknowledge it. So giving a child permission to say, no matter who it is, if you feel scared or uncomfortable, you get a funny feeling in your belly, you tell me, your mom or dad, right, grandma, so that I can keep you safe. Okay, because you're not the only person who should know that you feel worried. If you feel worried, tell me, because it's my job to protect you. Right.
And sometimes we think just because we're in our community or on our street or on a familiar park that we may not listen to that because we feel safe. Right.
Absolutely.
And here that's obviously not the case. Because I hate to say that, oh gosh, everywhere we have to worry. But we should be extra aware.
We should be extra aware. What happened to my daughter is on the most extreme end of the spectrum of crimes against children. The vast majority, literally over 90% of all crimes against children, whether it's sexual abuse, violence, neglect, all of that, it's perpetrated by people the family knows and trusts.
Wow.
And so as our children's gatekeeper, if you will, it's really up to us to be aware of what grooming behavior looks like, to understand that it's not really normal for somebody to want to spend their extra time all the time with a child or a group of children, and to look for those kind of special relationships. Not that we want them, right? We do want them for our kids, but it's up to us to make sure that they are safe and to make sure that our child knows that even that person or those people who watch out for them, they're not allowed to hurt them.
Exactly, exactly. And many of our viewers have grandchildren.
Yes.
And I'm sure that they're extra careful and cautious. So these are very good tips for them to be able to remember, even though it's not necessarily a direct parent, it's still a grandparent and they're responsible for them.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I think grandparents, my mother lived with us and she was always at home with the kids when we were at work, and my heart goes out to them because I know that it's very hard for grandparents because you are worried all the time, and you have to distance yourself a little bit.
Right.
So please share this with your children at home because
Exactly.
as young parents, they need to know this information, and
Right.
nobody wants to think about bad things happening to your child. And the joyful child, that's why I called it the joyful child, because I
Yes.
really want us to be focusing on protecting the joy of children.
Right.
They don't have to know the scary stuff. As adults and parents, it's up to us to hold that.
Right. And so you said the initiative is called the Brave?
Yes, the Brave Initiative.
The Brave Initiative. And so how are you rolling it out to the rest of the country?
Well, we are working on it. So we've been on a 3-year strategic plan, and this coming year we're in the midst of revamping. We're doing a brand refresh, and we're doing all kinds of things to prepare to launch a new website and a Brave parenting blog, so that, for 15 years I've been developing content and going out and doing PTA meetings constantly, and we have a trained ambassador team of volunteers who go out to the community and do our parent education piece, and it's time to share all of that online, utilize technology for good.
Exactly.
And yes, I'm slow to accept it, but
well, I don't know, man. You could reach an awful lot of people with social media
Yes,
these
you
days,
sure
as you
can.
found out,
Yes,
right?
yes.
And then you have a gala that's coming up, which will help with your initiative, I'm sure.
Yes.
So tell me about the gala.
So the Joyful Feast is our annual gala. It's our only annual event, and this year we are having it at the new Fashion Island Hotel in Newport Beach.
Okay.
And it is on Saturday, September 29th. Starts at 5:30, and you can go to thejoyfulchild.org to order tickets. But it is a silent auction gala, fabulous dinner, 3-course meal. It's going to be fantastic.
Okay.
And I speak, and we have a little bit of entertainment and a live auction. We have the wonderful Zach Crone as our auctioneer, and he's always, it just makes it fun.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And then you had it last year. Was it at the same location, or was it someplace else?
Last year we did it at the Westin.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, we've been changing it. We used to have it at the same place for years and years, and we're blessed to have a lot of people who have been supporting the organization for a long time.
Right.
So we wanted to give them a new experience.
I think that's great. Sometimes it's good to mix it up, because
Absolutely.
people want something new and different and fun, and also, obviously raising money for a really good cause.
Thank you.
Okay, and so if somebody wanted more information about the organization, it's the
thejoyfulchild.org.
Thejoyfulchild.org. Perfect. Well, thank you so much for the
Thank you for
information.
having me, Lisa.
I appreciate you coming on.
Thank you.
All right. And don't forget that they have the Brave Initiative and also the gala coming up on September 29th. We'll be right back after this.
Hi, I'm Sharon. I am so pleased to welcome you to JTV. We're a 24/7 home shopping network focused exclusively on jewelry and gemstones. And because we believe every woman deserves to be lifted up, we love to help her sparkle, keep her informed, and make her smile. Our viewer is passionate about jewelry and gemstones, and we share her passion. Because of that, she keeps coming back, making us one of the top retailers in the United States. We sell extraordinary products at extraordinary prices. Welcome to JTV.
Would you like to save money like we do? I want to introduce you to our granddaughter, Erin Reed, who's a Medicare advisor. Erin, can you save my neighbors and friends money as you have done with Grandpa and me?
Many of the plans I offer have $0 monthly premiums and can help save you money. There are many different options out there when it comes to Medicare coverage, and I represent all of them. But more importantly, I represent you as the individual. Call today for a free plan comparison.
Family Chronology is a family-owned business here to help you tell your story in your own unique way, in order to ensure that your legacy is passed down to your descendants for centuries to come. Imagine if you'd grown up with a video documentary of your great-great-grandparents.
Because they both were from Ireland, Never met them, unfortunately.
Imagine your children hearing from them directly, how they thought, how they lived, the unique experiences they would have to share, those experiences enriching the lives of generations they never got to meet. This is what you're doing for your family's benefit. The insights your chronology will provide your children, your grandchildren, your great-great-grandchildren will not only help them to understand who you are and what you went through, but also to understand themselves and why they are the way they are.
His name was Oceanus. The father's name was Stephen, but I don't know about the wife. I know nothing about the wife, which is typical, I guess, because women didn't have, the only part they played, was babies and cleaning.
Family Chronology is committed to providing you with the perfect vehicle for immortalizing your thoughts, your words, and your visage for this very important reason. With the temporary memory machines of social media, the young generation only records the surface of their lives. Your video chronology preserves the essential truths of your experiences and delivers them in a language that future generations can understand. Our step-by-step process helps you organize your most important experiences and stories into simple segments of your video chronology. Then, our video production professionals create your custom chronology according to your specifications and with your preferred level of collaboration.
I really was kind of sheltered from in regular elementary school. So I did a little growing up.
We firmly believe that creating a personal chronology should be a fun and an important part of everybody's life. We all have family history that must be passed on and stories to tell. We want to help you tell your story your way.
To my grandchildren, the younger generation, I would like them to know that I love them very much and that they can count on me for anything. And that there is not a thing they could tell me that would make me stop loving them. And pretty much they have been my life in recent years since they were born. They have been the focus of my attention, along with my daughter and my son and my son-in-law too. But the grandkids especially have been my focus. And I've enjoyed every minute of it.
And welcome back. Well, today I have a couple really great guests on that can help you kind of look back on your life and be able to pass those memories on to your loved one. I'd like to welcome Eddie Garcia from Family Chronology, and along with Eddie is his dad, Eddie Garcia. Welcome, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Very nice to have you here today. This is your company.
That's right.
And, you know, I looked at some of the things and some of the notes that you sent us, and I thought, wow, this is a really great idea, because so many times people get older, and unlike years ago, you know, where the great-grandkids would hear the stories of the grandparents and all, that still happens a little bit, but not to the extent like it used to.
Right.
So this is where you folks come in, right?
Most definitely. It's all about getting to the real root of your experiences and passing those jewels on to your descendants. We consider that to be the most precious and important thing that we have is our family stories and our life stories. So preserving that and making sure that that survives well into your family's descendancy is very important to us.
I like how you said jewels, because it is.
It is.
How did this come about? What made you think of doing this?
Well, my family has already been in collaboration with each other. We're kind of a family of artists, so we all collaborate on different mediums of art. And I actually was working on a documentary series on Netflix this year.
Oh, cool.
And when that wrapped up, I was looking for a way to really incorporate what I learned there into the collaborations with my family, and also shooting video, because I love that. And my grandfather really came up with this idea to mesh the two and make sure that I could work with the family as well as use these new skills that I had acquired there.
And I'm going to talk to your dad here. How did you get involved? Just helping your son, or did you find a need for this as well within your own family?
Yeah, I felt that, Eddie was the perfect person to take this on with his experience and his passion. And so, I'm here to support him and help out in any way I can, especially, when it comes to speaking with other generations and just in relating.
When you talk about your grandfather, is that your dad or your mom's dad? What side?
My
is that?
dad.
Okay. Now, have you sat down with your dad and kind of got his history, or your grandparents? I don't know if they're still alive, but if they, if you ever get a chance to get that.
Yeah, well, like you mentioned, sometimes we used to sit back with our grandparents, and I know I did that with both my grandparents. And just recently, my father did the same thing with family chronology, and so he did his chronology, and that was interesting, and we found out a lot of new information, and he was very honest, and came kind of full circle for him. He had some things to get out there, and he did. So.
Yeah, and this is in general become a lot more popular now, but generally it's become popular with maybe younger folks.
Sure.
Who are going online with all the different services out there. But older folks, for them, they may not be real comfortable going online, giving their information, because you have to do that.
Absolutely.
And kind of searching. And is this something that you do along with them? They give you the information, and kind of, if there's missing blanks, you can help find that?
Oh, absolutely. It's definitely a collaborative effort. We work with you on your chronology and work on it to your specification and with your preferred level of collaboration. So it's all about what you want out of it and what you want to get on film for your family. It really is focused on the person who's making the chronology, and we do definitely recommend that they get a younger generation involved if they can, just because we have found I worked with my grandfather on his chronology, and we've found that involving the younger generations kind of gets more out of the older generation, and also you learn more just in general, and you build that together, which is beautiful.
What is it that you do? What is it, in other words, what do you produce that you give back to them?
So it essentially starts with a scheduled appointment where we have a consultant come out to them and determine the right package for them. So it depends on the length of the of what they want, if they want the chronology to be longer or shorter, that sort of thing. So if they choose the package, the consultant will come back to make sure that we absorb all of their photos and any home videos that they have, and they essentially then, once we have all that absorbed, we also do an interview, and once the interview is all set, then we edit all that together over a couple of weeks, and we'll give it back to them in either a DVD or a flash drive.
So have you seen this? You've seen it for your dad?
Oh yeah, I have.
And is it basically kind of like a timeline it goes through? Is it one video, or can you bounce around to what you want?
Yeah, well, so we have a structure.
Okay.
And it takes them from where they were born to when they were kids and teenagers and until now. But we're also open to, if they have a better idea or they have a different idea how they want to do it, we work with them, and that's where Eddie comes in to play, where he helps to guide that process. So yeah, it's my father did it from beginning to end.
Yeah.
Which is
Did you learn things?
I did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I bet that was neat.
It was. It was a lot of fun, and it was some stuff that he had to get out.
Yeah.
And just let us know about, and maybe a little shocking, but at the same time, it was also good, because we, as families have different situations, and so you can definitely close the gap, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's a really good way to look at it. And it sounds like really what you do is when it's all said and done, it's a documentary.
It is,
Yeah.
essentially, yeah. It's a timeline and it's put into documentary form, and it's it's basically the best way to get to know somebody if you don't have them there in front of you.
Yeah.
So it's meant to be honest and open and focused on whatever it is that they would like to communicate specifically. My grandfather found it very important to make sure that there was a lesson with all of the stories that he told. And I enjoy that. I love that because it gives me a window into his mind.
Yeah.
And makes me understand him a lot better.
Now,
in that
did he
way.
talk about when it came to your grandfather? Was he raised in this area as well? Like around? I mean, was he able to give like, well, I remember back in the days of Orange County or this area, what it looked like, and
he's actually from Guadalajara.
Oh, okay.
So he's very so he has a lot of
So you got that
memories
perspective.
from I've got
Yeah.
a very different perspective. I grew up in California all my life, so it's been it was a different perspective completely.
And that's why this is important, because
Exactly.
he may sit down with you and tell you about it, but what about your grandchildren one day?
Right, right. And that's something
You
that's,
know.
that we always, that's something that we focus on as well.
Yeah.
Because, in 20 years from now, when, like you said, my
Yeah.
grandchildren look at it, and then 60 years from now, when maybe their grandchildren look at it, the information is still there in, a language that, everyone can understand.
Yeah, and as I said years and years ago, it was quite common for people to tell their stories and often write diaries and things like that. Well, that's not the case as much as it used to be, and this is where you can really help.
Absolutely, and it really is all about trying to make sure that all of your descendants can relate to you and understand a little bit more about themselves as well. We often find that we get windows into mannerisms and behaviors that we've adopted, probably subconsciously, probably without even our knowledge, and we're replicating it and we don't even know it. And it's a beautiful thing when you see that in your elders and you realize that's why I'm like that.
Yeah, well, I know
that's where
that,
I get that.
From my grandfather, especially on my mom's side.
Yeah.
Like for me, his impatience and his cooking. I picked up cooking from him. So
That's great.
when you're done with this, do they get it in a DVD, or do you give a digital file? How does that work?
Yeah, we give a digital file. Flash drive is really the best way to do
Okay.
it. It's the most stable, and you can transfer it very
Yeah.
easily. So flash drive is really what we focus on.
Yeah, that's nice, because that way, if they want to put up a family website or send it to you on YouTube to their family member who lives, across the country.
Yeah.
That's
It makes it
a great
simple.
way. So I know you don't have a website yet. Am I right?
That's correct.
Okay. So to get a hold of you, it would be familychronology@gmail.com.
That's
very
right.
easily. Just look at the word. It's right there. And then the number is 1-800-496-0408. And from there, if they're interested, they can call you, kind of get a rundown on pricing, what you're looking for, and then go from there, right?
Absolutely.
All right. Very good. I think this is a great idea. And again, we got to preserve, if anything, preserve these stories and memories, because it tells you where you came from.
Absolutely.
And eventually your children and beyond that.
It can keep going forever, and that's the
Yeah.
great thing about it. It's more about turning history into our story.
Yeah, very good. Thank you very much, gentlemen. A pleasure to meet you. Thank you for coming down here today. So again, if you're interested in this, it's called Family Chronology, familychronology@gmail.com. And the number is 1-800-496-0408. We'll be right back. Very good.
Imagine if you'd grown up with a video documentary of your great-great-grandparents. Family Chronology is a family-owned business here to help you tell your story in your own unique way. In order to ensure that your legacy is passed down to your descendants for centuries to come.
Pretty much, they have been my life in recent years since they were born. They have been the focus of my attention, along with my daughter and my son and my son-in-law too. But the grandkids especially have been my focus. And I've enjoyed every minute of it.
Hiring a realtor you trust is the first step in selling your home. Selecting an escrow company that can safeguard your money and personal information throughout the transaction is the next step. Escrow Options will guarantee the safety of your personal information and funds from the risks of wire fraud and cyber theft. Choose the escrow company that works for you. Escrow Options Group, protecting consumer assets in escrow since 2005.
The Santa Ana Zoo goes beyond animal attractions. They are committed to providing recreation and education while highlighting the message of conservation. I caught up with Lauren Berg, educational specialist, to learn about their education programs. We are in Exploration Outpost, and I've caught up with Lauren, who's going to tell us a little bit about the volunteer and education programs. So, very fun area that we're in, and you said this is where some of our educational programs happen, right?
Yes, this is actually one of the really popular places for our education programs, including our Zoo Explorer. We use a lot of volunteers. We would not be able to do our education programs without our volunteers, and they range in backgrounds, ages, and abilities. Our docent program and our interpreters are the main ones that help us with those programs, and we absolutely love retired teachers and other people who just love kids and animals and want to come share the zoo with that next generation.
So what are some of the requirements as a volunteer?
So we don't have any starting requirements. You don't need to have a background in education or a background with animals. We do all of the training. We just ask for a lot of enthusiasm. And of course, availability while the zoo is open, because most of our programs take place during the regular hours of 10 a.m. until noon, but we also have volunteer opportunities throughout the entire day from 10 a.m. until 5 p.m.
And what are some of the things that they would be doing?
Sure, so the very first requirements for our volunteers is attending an orientation. We have orientations on the first Saturday of even-numbered months, so every other month. And we have volunteers that help with education programs, leading students around the zoo and doing activities. We have volunteers in our farm, helping people interact safely with the goats and the sheep and our other ambassador animals. We even have volunteers that help out our animal services staff if they're looking for something more physical.
And if somebody wanted to participate as a volunteer, can they just go to your website?
Exactly. All of our information about volunteering is on santaanazoo.org. Under the support tab, they can click on volunteer at the zoo and find all of the information they need.
Okay, perfect. And then, you know, here we have this exploration point here. What are they going to find here?
So here at the Exploration Outpost, you're going to find our reptiles and amphibians. We get a lot of guests that are afraid of snakes, and we have two big, beautiful boa constrictors here at the zoo. And it's a great opportunity for people to kind of face their fears, and also for our volunteers to give some conservation messaging and help people get past those myths and realize that these animals are really important to our environment and have benefits for people as well.
The Santa Ana Zoo is located right off the 5 freeway off 1st Street on Chestnut Avenue in Santa Ana. Very simple to get to. The zoo is open 7 days a week from 10 to 4, closed major holidays. There is a senior rate, 60 years and over, of $9. Wheelchairs and electric scooters are available for rent. For more information, visit their website at www.santaanazoo.org.
Do you hear but not understand? I have good news for you. A proprietary system for verifying hearing correction, verified best speech clarity, is now available through the All-American Hearing Network. This means hearing improvement can now be verified and documented. Your individual hearing correction is guaranteed in writing. Call today to reserve your complimentary private consultation and experience word clarity dialed back into focus on the spot. Try AMP, the world's smallest hearing aid at an unbelievably small price, just $750. It's ready to go in one visit, comfortable to wear, and virtually invisible when worn. Yes, you can now have verified best speech clarity. Hear every word. Call today to reserve your complimentary private consultation and experience word clarity dialed back into focus on the spot, risk-free.
This Friday, we have a very fun movie. It is called Book Club, and it has Diane Keaton, Jane Fonda, Candice Bergen, and Mary Steenburgen, and it is absolutely hysterical. It is about 4 lifelong friends that have their lives forever changed after reading 50 Shades of Grey in their monthly book club, and it is super funny. I saw this movie a couple different times, and I really like all the characters. Every one of them is different. They all experience something totally different. I think you all will definitely relate to it because it is really funny, and all the ladies are, I think, you know, over 50 and really enjoying life in a variety of different ways. So very fun. It is Friday, September 21st at 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. and it's PG-13, so it is definitely it's good for pretty much all ages, you know, not under 13. Okay, and then Monday on September 24th at 2 and 6 p.m. we have Adrift. Far different movie than Book Club. This is about a true love story of love, loss, and survival at sea. And it is a true story. A young couple's chance encounter leads them first to love and then on an adventure of a lifetime as they face one of the most catastrophic hurricanes in recorded history out at sea. And it looks rather you know, enticing and a little adventurous, and looks like it's got a lot of drama in it as well. That's PG-13, and that has Shailene Woodley, Sam Claflin, and Grace Palmer in it. And it looks kind of on the edge of your seat a little bit. And that's Monday, September 24th, 2 and 6 p.m. Okay, a couple of things that we have going on. Most importantly, we have a couple of power outage alerts. In fact, today and tomorrow, it could be starting as early as already starting at 8 a.m. So you could be experiencing that all the way to 3 p.m. Today and tomorrow. And we've got a variety of different places where the power outages will be taking place, and we've listed them, and it's a variety of different laundry areas in Mutual 7 and 6, Avenida Sevilla, and then also on Mutual 7. And then we've got Laundry Mutual 6, and so there's just a variety of different things, so make sure you check that out. And then we've got, let's see, additional, and we've got them listed up there, so you can take a look there and also probably go to the website, and they'll have the additional information for you for the temporary power outages. Okay, and then we've got the Theater Guild, which will be presenting The Friend Zone, and that will be this Thursday at Clubhouse 7. The doors open at 6:15 p.m. and refreshments are served. And this is put on by Mary Zolli and Jeff Sinclair. It's going to be a one-act play that the two of them are a love interest, and it is written by our friend Mary Zolli. So good luck to you in your performance. And this is free for members. And if you wanted to join, if you're not a member, it's $3 to join in the fun. So it looks like a really good time. So that's going to be this Thursday. And then we have the Comedy Club. That's going to be following Thursday, September 27th in Clubhouse 5. And Dick Hardwick is going to be there. He's quick-wit and off-the-wall sense of humor, has served him well as a guest on the Jeff Foxworthy's syndicated radio show and other television appearances. His ability to entertain with big laughs while never using any offensive language or four-letter words. Dick incorporates a variety of music into his stand-up act and does a comedy drum routine. He has recently returned from his second Around the World tour for the U.S. Air Force Reserves. And also Joey Sims will be the MC for this fun event, and it's going to be residents are $7, non-resident is $12, and you need to come early because no seats are saved after 6:30 p.m. Doors and cash bar open at 6, and the show starts promptly at 7. If you want more information, you can contact Surrey at 949-454-1572. And then a hard of hearing devices will be available for that performance. And then Saturday, September 29th, we have the Casino Night. I know we've told you a lot about that. That's the Florence Sylvester Memorial Senior Center 19th Annual Casino Night. And that will be from 6 to 10 p.m. on Saturday, September 29th. Snacks and refreshments and raffle prizes. That will be $25, and that includes $100 play money. And then at the end, all the coins that you receive or all the money that you win, you'll be able to turn that in for raffle prizes, and then they'll have various things for you to be able to put those tickets in. For more information, you can call 949-34 3800155. And then we would like to go to our weather, and it was so gorgeous last night. I mean, the sunset was absolutely beautiful. The skies were very clear, at least inland. And then it was clear this morning when I woke up, but I think there might have been a little fog on the ocean. 81 high today, 61 low, 80, 61 tomorrow. Thursday, 82, 62. Friday, 81, 62, and then Saturday, 81, 62, so beautiful all week. And then around town, we also have in the 80s, and the beaches are 77. San Diego's a nice 80. Arrowhead, 73 and 47, so quite a bit cooler up there. And then Palm Springs, still in the 3 digits, 106, but a nice mild evening at 72. So slightly warm, sunny day with cool mornings and cool evenings overnight. And then on tomorrow's show, we have a variety of people, which let me find my little sheet for you. We have Harvard Eye, we have Dr. Vandermolen, who's with Hogue, El Toro Pharmacy, and CCA. Have a great day in the village, and don't forget, right after this at 9:30, we have a board meeting. We'll see you tomorrow.